When they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, they was talking about her. This older woman that's in your life or that's around in your energy. All she's been doing her whole life is creating nothing but dark energy. She may have addictions too. She may be on that stuff. She may be using something. But it's all she does is create endings. That's all she knows how. I don't think y'all understand me. There's some people who are in their older age, and that's all they know how to do is create endings. I get rid of them. I'm done. Break up. Deal with it. This is kind of what happens when they're avoiding attachment style. They never get therapy. Well, they end up being in the spirit world. We call them like Jezebel, dark witches, dark priestesses, aggravating, swamp donkeys, meek. So we got so many names for them. It's just ridiculous. But today we're gonna call them the original Barbie, who is quite disastrous behind closed doors. So they may present like they're, well put together. They may have a little money, but that's because all they do is create from darkness. And they are a waste of time, loss. I block all monitoring. We block all monitoring spirits and make them deaf, dumb, and blind. I invite the Holy Spirit. My intentions of this reading is to give clarity, truth, wisdom, and understanding. So, with that being said, alright, as so above, so below. Alright, normally I wouldn't be in your face like that, but hopefully I wasn't in your face too bad. Was I in your face too bad? Okay, maybe I was. Alright, Snappity Chat, or wherever I post this, because I don't know, I'm just making stuff, random videos. I have a bonnet on, and I don't feel like doing my hair. What we're going to do is reading, and we're going to get into your thoughts, feelings, intentions, short-term outcome of these thoughts and feelings, and long-term outcome of these thoughts and feelings. So, thoughts. Your thoughts right now. You could be feeling like you're having a hard time hearing from the divine, hearing from God, or whatever you consider your higher consciousness, right? But you're not sitting and stuck in your thoughts anymore. And I do see a Queen of Swords. I don't know if this is you, collective, that's thinking about saying something, but I do see a Queen of Swords. I think there's something that you're wanting to defend. There's something that you're wanting. There's something that you're being cautious about. Something that you have your sword up with. Something that you want to say something about. What you want to say, collective? You want to say that you're not paranoid anymore. You want to let down some boundaries. You want some boundary, a guard to be let down. You want to say something about a boundary? Say something about a block? Look at this block. You'll be happy about you want to say something about a block being over and you're happy now? So this was in your thoughts. You've been thinking about saying something about happiness and you're not paranoid anymore. And you don't want to take foolish leaps of faith. Confirmation. You don't want to be reckless. You don't want to be in this chaotic energy. You don't want to be in this unexpected energy. Tell me about why you can't hear from the divine. Does it feel like you're not hearing from the divine? Queen of Cups. You could be thinking a lot. You could be doing a lot of thinking. Thinking about what? Thinking about... You could be thinking about relationships that ended. They were very, very beautiful at one time, or one important relationships, or several relationships that ended. You could be thinking about how you weren't listening to your intuition, your internal wisdom, and maybe giving your time and energy into places that didn't serve you. Coming up very short here, giving your high energy over here, and you're just not knowing where to give your time in. Just very imbalanced with where you give your time and energy into, and very imbalanced with how you give your time and your energy. And you've been thinking about how you've shown up in your masculine and your feminine energy. It seems like, again, and just how you think, how you arrive to your thoughts, the things that you would say. You have this time on your hands. How are you using it? You're thinking about how you use, and all the different broken relationships that ended. Painful endings, actually. Some of them very painful, a lot of cracks in there. Queen of Cups. But you're still coming up here as somebody who is very grounded, who wants to match hearts with someone. Tell me why you're not stuck in your thoughts anymore. There's something that you're not stuck thinking about anymore. You see, something is very successful for you. At least you see something as being successful. What's something that you see successful? Whatever is a burden or was a burden, you're like, I think I can do this. Whatever it is that you thought was a burden, and you've been thinking about it a lot. Whoever you are collective, you've been thinking about this a lot. You've been thinking about this. Whatever was a burden, you're looking like, this is something successful for me, though, this burden. And you've been thinking about that a lot. But you're not thinking about it as much anymore, because it's like the thought has cleared up. Like you see what you see, and you want to protect your peace now. And maybe at one time you weren't protecting your peace. Tell me more about what was a burden. It was a burden, letting go of toxic behavior. You might have had some. You could have had some addictions, some just overuse, or just something like that. Something about misused addictions at one time, And you're letting go of codependency. It could have been a person, place, or thing, but it's things that don't serve you. And what's hidden, there's a moon card here. Ooh, something's hidden. Let's find out what's hidden, collective, for you. What's hidden for the collective? What's hidden is you lost a lot of time. You lost a lot of time and energy. You lost a lot of, someone lost a lot of money. And, again, you know this, you're done thinking about it, you already know it. You're not stuck in your thoughts about the money lost anymore. I mean, I'm sure you were stuck at your thoughts at one time, thinking about all the work that you put in. You could have lost work, lost job, could have had no work to put in. Maybe addictions caused something with how you put effort and time in. You didn't have any discipline or something at one time. You weren't listening to your intuition, as we already said. You're kind of like rock out. There was no peace here. A loss of respect, a loss of balance, a loss of purity. And you weren't being very healthy. Somebody wasn't eating very healthy at one time. But you would know all of these things. So none of this should be a surprise. Remember, divination should be a confirmation for you. So that's what's going on in that thought. If that resonates with you, make sure you put some hearts in the chat, or put some brains. I'm a therapist. My name is Allison. You can find me on Psychology Today. I do psychotherapy by day, but this is for entertainment purposes only. So let's see what's happening in those feelings, guys. Feelings. What's happening in those feelings? So we have somebody here with an offer. Someone's looking at their feelings. They're thinking about an offer. Ooh, someone's thinking about an offer, but they have their back turned towards something that's victorious. And we have the Hermit here in reverse. Someone's done thinking about not being enlightened. And we have the Lovers in reverse. Oh, this is a very heavy reading. What's going on, collective? In your feelings, someone's thinking about love that's been lost. Someone's, they're outside. I don't know if you were inside at one time, but someone's outside. Ooh, someone's thinking about a lot here. I mean, feeling a lot of feelings. But successful. All right, tell me more about this Queen of Cups. What's this Queen of Cups feeling? What's my collective feeling? 3. So, collective, someone's feeling very emotional, or feeling in their feelings very sweet, very, gentle right now. Someone's studying their emotions, and they're thinking about working very hard and making something happen. Yeah, putting in work. Someone's trying to put in some work. Okay. Victory. So someone's thinking about a public success, a public recognition. So whatever you're feeling victorious, or feeling like moving towards. Tell me more about this public recognition. Someone's thinking about working. But why is the Queen? Why you feel like your back is turned to this? Okay, well, collective. Someone is definitely working on their heart right now. They're focusing on themselves, and working on their heart. You could be feeling like you don't have any discipline or any real foundation, real traditions, rules. Like, if you were Muslim or you're Christian, like you would have like rules to follow or something. And maybe you're not a person who buys in true traditions, or certain like things like that. So maybe you've had a hard time like following a path of righteousness, if you will, for yourself. And so you might have went through a period where you were not introspecting. I feel like you have introspected at some point, and you've seen how things have slowly burned out in your life. How you've been abundant at one time, and then just things slowly burned out until this painful ending where you couldn't use either figuratively or literally anymore. Maybe someone, had to start following rules, and they can't use confirmation. Some people can't, whoever this is, some people actually can't use anymore because maybe there was restrictions on you or something like that, or whatever. But anyway, we have the Lovers here in reverse. So whether it is that you love the addiction or you have a relationship, some people will have a relationship with their addiction and it comes up as a lover. But there's been a lot of losses here that you've had to recover from because of this relationship. Or it could have been a relationship that was affected by something. Or it could have been a relationship that is over, and painful endings happen, or abandonment, rejection, losses, and a lot of recovery from those endings. A lot of cracks in them. Yeah, a lot of relationships that can't be used anymore, or could it, and if it isn't like a lot of relationships, it could have just felt like a big loss or several losses or some type of losses. And these were definitely emotional losses, relationships, some financial losses, because we got the buds all out, so some financial losses too. So you could be feeling a lot of that right now. That could come up in the feelings. You could be feeling, emotionally, like you're thinking about yourself, working on yourself, but, trying to figure out these traditions, but your confirmation, but it seems like you were It's just trying to figure it out, you know, whatever this is. So yeah, let's find out your intentions with these things. I should have just did a whole spread. Your intentions. Oh, your intentions are good. Your intentions are to protect what you've already learned. Yeah. Big major arcana here. You're going to protect what you've already learned. It's like within times that you've been enlightened and what you manifest, like this is Hangman in reverse. So you're protecting what you've already coming down off this enlightenment. This would be the Hangman upright, but which will be stuck and stagnant. So you could be coming out of this stuck, stagnant energy, more coming down, more enlightened now. Your head now enlightened with more wisdom than you've had before when you were stuck and stagnant. And now you've learned a lot of lessons with the World card being here. This talks about gathering all of the wisdom that you acquired through all of the 0 through 21. This is the last card in the major arcana. So learning love, learning motherhood, learning feminine energy, learning death, learning you know, tower moments, things that catastrophes that happen, learning how to rebuild them, the enlightenment stage, you know, when you're stuck after that, the devil, addictions, toxic people, you know, the chariot, how to be passionate and go towards what you want. So you go through all of those and you learn a big lesson. And so it looks like you're trying to protect what it is that you've learned now, which is very good. So that's your intentions. I like that for you. I love that, actually. I'm actually going to pull some more cards so I can pull Oracle, do a little bit of Barbie. See what Barbie got to say about this this protection that you're doing. Yeah. Okay, so you could be protecting yourself, protecting a particular person. Alan. It could be Alan. Could be significant. Something about, you may have duality to you. You could be a masculine. Yeah, you learned a lesson about a home. So I feel like there could be a version of you. A version of you that you have to protect. You know, this could be an inner child or just another version, a younger version of you. Because I see where you go from this Allen energy after you've been enlightened to this Kin energy. So it looks like you went from being like a, you know, maybe you had a glow up or something like that. You could have been like an average person, or maybe you felt, I don't know, something like that. But it seems like whenever you got into this energy of Allen, whenever you get into this energy of Allen, like you have to protect that version of yourself, whoever that version of yourself is. But whatever has happened here for you, collective, you learned a lesson about a home and a dream home, and what home looks like to you, and what a house looks like to you. So I don't know what that resonates, but you definitely learn how to protect a version of yourself. You have been enlightened now. You are now the Ken doll, and your intentions are to be the Ken doll after this enlightenment stage. And like I said, you learned a big lesson about how to make a home, and what a home looks like, what a beautiful home looks like. All right, let's see that outcome, the short-term outcome of these thoughts and feelings that you are carrying right now. King of Bongs. So you come up here very sweet, with a sweet offer, you know, possibly. And your long term is to have the Wheel of Fortune. You want to turn the Wheel of Fortune in your favor. I think you will. All right, I'm going to be a little bit nosy for you. Let's find out how we can stay on this. Well, let's see what you're trying to offer, because your intentions is to be sweet. Knight of Wands. Your intentions is to be, you know, kind, to come up here, you know, as a sweetheart with a sweet offer, you know, giving your money, giving your time, giving your effort to what? Ooh, to someone who thinks, a thinker. You got a Knight of Wands, and so someone who feels and someone who thinks. Tell me about this. The Hermit. But someone's inside. Your short-term intentions are to do what? To stay to yourself. All right, clarify this. Knight. Someone doesn't want to be immature anymore. Someone could have been young and immature and coming up with fishy offers and just, you know, who wants to use a bond with a fish in it? At least I don't. But, you know, somebody might have been coming up here with an emotional offer that was very fishy at one time, or just weird, or just strange, or using relationships the wrong way, using their body the wrong way. Queen of Pipes. Something about the Queen of Pipes. This intentions is the Queen of Pipes. Someone. Someone may want to have a celebration. Someone may want to keep someone to themselves. What? Someone wants someone to themselves, or wants something to themselves. Someone's intentions is to, because whoever this Queen of Pipes is, there's nothing successful here. I don't know what's going on. That's why I stopped. Because whoever this Queen of Pipes is, there's an intention here, but what's up on this Queen of Pipes is someone is not. There's no public. Let's say public. There's no it's no successful relationship here. Yeah, the Strength in reverse. So maybe, I don't know if your intentions are because intentions are kind of weird. Intentions are like to be sweet, and then at the end of the year is to celebrate and have like this, you know, this union, like, you know, a celebration, a party, you know, to enjoy something but in hermit energy. So someone wants to do a private celebration. So maybe want to do am I feeling secret runaway marriage or something? Someone's intentions are to sneak off and do something, it feels like. I don't know. But whoever this was, someone's intentions is to do something, or to celebrate something. Someone's intentions are to sneak off and celebrate something, but I feel like it's with a person, because we have whoever this Queen of Pipes is, they're thinking, they don't feel strong, and they don't, what's up under them is like they don't have a successful relationships or successful offers or successful, I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, oh, confirmation. No third party. They don't hang around. Yeah, whoever this Queen of Pipes is, they don't hang around. So to clarify, so you can know who this person is, they don't hang around other people, and they are just fine by themselves. So tell me about this King of Wands. Someone's not hanging both. So someone's intentions are to not have third party interference. And to just be in twin. Let me tell you about my best friend. So someone's intentions, so if this is a love reading, which I don't know, but if this is an actual person, someone's intentions is to not have third parties and just be you and them, or them and you, whatever it is, and to celebrate in this party energy with their friend, with this person. And all of the third parties are all in reverse. All the other women, all the other people, they're like, get rid of them. Go away. Leave us alone. It's just me and my friend. It's just me and my boo. Get back. Ew, 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 ew. Why are you talking to me? And that would give, and like, I think that's the intention, is to give, for that to be the Wheel of Fortune. That's very cool. All right. So what's the long-term intention? Midge. There may be a midge that was around. Someone's like, get away from me, midge. Tell me about midge. A car. Tell me about midge in this car. Intentions. And magic moves, Barbie. Tell me about midge, Holy Spirit. What's the short-term, mid to long-term intentions with these feelings and thoughts? Because we already know right now someone wants to just be with one particular person. They don't want other people. Star. Someone's long-term intentions is to get out of this midge energy and step into their stardom. Someone's gonna get out of this midge energy and step into stardom, or at least ignite their, begin the spark, And this came out in reverse, but then it popped up right side up, so that's good. Someone's intentions are to maybe buy a new car, get better payments, make something balanced with the vehicle. Maybe something was imbalanced, but something to make something fair with the car, or moving towards something. It also could mean, your intentions could be, to balance how you look at movement towards stardom, and to release judgment on how you move. Someone may judge how they dance, how they move, how they're seen, the magic that they make when they move. But someone's releasing judgment on how they look when they're dancing, or when they're moving, or when they're doing different things. Something like that. Tell me more, Holy Spirit. There's an original Barbie. There's an older woman. Tell me about this older woman, and then we'll get out of here. Okay, this is a warning for you.